Alright, it's 1 o'clock, we're back in session for year-end transfers and other business.
Yes, please.
Jeff, I guess you can pull the podium around, do whatever you wanna do, you got some
I got
stuff
a couple things on trucks, guys, I wanted to talk to you here about. I'll start off with one of our Kenworths, 2018 Kenworth. We had a kind of a major breakdown. Actually, it was a meltdown of the block heater, got into other problems. We found this when we come to work Tuesday after we was getting ready to clean up from the Monday storm. So we were desperate. We knew we had a nice forecast this week, and looks like next week's pretty nice. But we got to keep our trucks running. So the only outfit we could get it looked at was Olathe Kenworth. We hauled it up there. Maybe a little misunderstanding with us and them a little bit. We asked for an estimate, and they gave us an estimate and started pulling it apart. So I'm gonna have it worked on there as a kind of a single source repair, and that'll be around $13,000 if they don't find anything else wrong with it when they get it pulled out. But
wiring harness.
there's some wiring harnesses. Those oil pans are plastic. We got a hole in that. Exhaust manifold. Yes, sir. You're welcome to take a list, or look at the list if you want to. But I just want to make you guys aware of that repair coming up and that bill coming up the next 30 days or so, probably.
That's a plow truck as well, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's what I
Yes,
thought.
it is one of our main.
It's kind of a bad time of the year to have one of them go down.
Yeah.
That's what I told Jeff, I said, I don't think it's gonna be too much to worry about, really, you gotta get it fixed.
Yeah.
You
Fortunately,
gotta do what you gotta do, so.
fortunately, we had this change in weather. It's hard on things, I know, to go from what we had last Thursday and Friday to what we had this Thursday and Friday, but
Had they had a recall on that?
not that I'm aware of.
Guy might
Nothing.
check,
I will check on that.
'cause some of them got recalled, and then if it has, you might be able to,
I would think, even though we didn't buy the truck from Olathe Kenworth, they would have let us know if we missed a recall or something.
I
And they can
definitely
run-
ask.
They'll run the VIN number, and if there's anything there, they'd be able to tell you.
Well, it is.
I hadn't seen anything come through, that's a PACCAR motor, and or is that a Cummins? PACCAR? Yeah, you said PACCAR. I haven't seen anything come through from PACCAR on recalls for the block heaters.
No shit, he had,
A lot of your Cummins went through, your pickups mainly, a
Yeah.
lot of pickups come through for recall wiring.
Well,
Was it still hot when you caught it?
no.
No?
But it's gonna make us rethink our process of our block heaters and plugging our trucks in, when and for how long, and come up with a whole new procedure, because quite frankly, if that would've got worse, we'd have lost every truck we had.
can you put them on timers?
We've considered that. For some reason, the breaker didn't trip, so we had Creighton out that this week, checking breakers. Why didn't the breaker trip? We've talked about spray insulating the building and keeping it at 45 degrees instead of plugging things in. We've got to rethink our process.
Wasn't that fire because we had one plugged in?
That's what we think it is, yes.
That was the maintainer, wasn't it?
No, it was,
No, it
our
was-
sign truck.
Oh, that was a sign
Sign
truck,
truck,
wasn't
but
it?
they got a,
Yeah.
got a loader or something too, didn't
Yeah.
it?
Yes,
Part of the
yes,
building.
we did, it did.
They got a
Part of the
loader,
building.
that's why I asked if it was
Side
still hot.
of a
when you-
new loader.
when you
No,
did
it was not, it was not. However, it derated, and I get emails from, Kenworth, and it had every code that you could possibly imagine pop up. And so we
While it
started
was
looking at.
melting down.
No, this was, I caught this Tuesday morning, the guys were back in work, and I was checking my emails, I'm like, here's a paper, we need to check this truck out, and they already said, we know we got a problem. Damn thing started and loaded on the truck. I was derated, but it's like, don't even know how it done that. Just fortunately, we got through that storm. Like I said, we'll rethink that process a little bit, but be aware of that bill coming, and I'll make a note on it when it comes in, but that's what we did. The other one is the truck we talked about a couple weeks ago. the one with the blown engine and trying to replace it with a 2017 Kenworth. We was able to get our eyes on that truck. Jesse's seen it and has been in contact with him a couple times. When we seen it, the problem with it is the hydraulics don't match what we need. So as we're investigating that, it's got the same transmission in it that the International with the blown engine has. We should be able to swap all of our hydraulics into this truck with minimum additional cost than the truck. Like outside chance we had to put a different PTO in it, but everything else swap. We probably put a new wiring harness, maybe a cable or two, but other than that, initially they were talking 30 to 40,000 to get the hydraulics we need.
Mm-hmm.
We figured out we could use the hydraulics we have. Okay, that was about to drop the idea, but now if we can do it. Jesse's got the price down to
138.5.
yes, 138.5.
You say we, you mean the shop can do it?
Yes, the shop will.
We, county can do it.
We'll do the conversion ourselves. Now, there's no reason if that all works out. I mean, we're not going to put it back on the truck with a blown engine, but that system can go with that truck if we decide to sell it Purple Wave or however, county auction, whatever. It'll have a complete system with it if somebody wanted to rebuild the engine. So, that's where I stand, and I guess I'm still asking to try to buy that truck. I visited with Angie a little bit. We're transferring $100,000 out of our road and bridge budget into equipment reserve this year. We have also done some other in the past, so I think it's possible that the money would be in general fund equipment reserve.
Just the equipment reserve fund.
Equipment reserve fund, to make the purchase, since it is kind of an unexpected expense or non-budgeted expense. So I'm open for discussion.
I looked at the truck. The only thing I seen was possibly the windshield washer tank reservoir was frozen and cracked, and the oil line return, turbo oil line return back to the crankcase was leaking. I visited with Dave Williams, which is the sales guy on this. He said it would be up to par if the county purchased it, and then I talked to Galen about the pricing. He would come down from $139.9 to $139, and then he called me yesterday and asked where we needed to be, and I said, hey, you need to pull some more money off this. And take it down another $500, so he's at $138.5.
$1,000 off of the total.
Yeah.
1,400.
1,400, yeah.
1,400.
Yeah, so, and I know he's got quite a little bit of money wrapped up in the truck. So, I've got a pretty good working relationship with him, so, business. But-
I just discussed it with Dave on my drive up here. I prepared a kind of a generic motion on this truck, but then there's also the possibility, if you guys would agree to purchase that we could actually do the motion on Monday, or on Tuesday. That way there's no encumbrances or anything. We'll make it a 2023 purchase.
It won't matter because it's coming out of the reserve fund.
That won't matter, so we could do it today if you guys
You can do it
choose.
Tuesday.
Today or Tuesday.
Yeah.
So
To make
there's
the
no
motion.
encumbrances or nothing.
No,
If
because
they
it's in the
wanted to-
reserve, yeah.
Yeah, so what's the truck? 2007?
2017 Kenworth, 120,000 miles on it. I can barely read my damn handwriting. Something PX9 PACCAR.
PX9 PACCAR.
3,000 RDS Allison, 14.6 fronts, 30,000 rears. It's actually a little heavier truck than what we had. It's just, this truck also pulls a pintle hitch trailer with equipment.
680, I think.
You got the motion ready?
It would need plumb for plow and sander, so we'll do that ourselves. I have
He said he's kinda got a makeshift motion.
I've got a makeshift, if you wanna see it, I just didn't fill out the line for the,
I told Jeff to bring it to us and we'd work on it.
Do you want me to read it? Based on the recommendation of the interim road and bridge superintendent, waive policy for one used 2017 Kenworth T370 dump truck for good cause due to availability. Purchase will be made from the Master Tech Truck and Equipment in Wichita, Kansas, with a purchase price of $138,500, funds to be paid from
Equipment reserve.
Equipment Reserve. I'll make the motion.
You'll need, probably need to get the serial number in that motion sometime, don't we?
Yeah, you got that.
I do have it.
And
It should be on that
I do have it.
cover.
Well, I looked at that and I didn't think I needed it, but it's here.
Okay.
Right there.
Okay, I'll put that.
Tim's moved. I'll second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. I would contact either, if you can't get a hold of Dave, let me know and I'll call Galen.
I guarantee he's waiting on a call.
Okay. got it.
One way or another.
Okay.
He's waiting on a call, and, you know, it's gonna take a little time to get that conversion and get it up and running, so just an update. We used the city truck on, Thursday and Monday, and so I added that to our insurance as well, for us running it, just on a temporary basis. But then I asked Bobby when we done that.
You have an umbrella.
Yeah, but when I asked her, when we done that, so the value of that truck is way different. You know, we're right in the middle of this. If we had to replace that in kind, it'd be $200,000+ if we wrecked it. So I asked her to insure that for closer to what it would cost us to replace that truck new if we totaled it, rather than what that truck's worth now. So that truck will remain on our insurance until we get something up and going and we're done using the cities.
I thought we have an umbrella policy for them.
Should be.
I don't know, I just double checked with her, make sure that we can, you know what I mean? Cause
Yeah.
the city's truck may be worth $40,000 or $50,000 plus the plow and the sander.
She may have caught that, though.
Well, if she didn't, we at least discussed it, so if something does happen, you're not gonna get any more dangerous situation having the truck out than what we do, and we're fortunate we don't have, but if something happened, I feel like we're covered without having to come up with another $150,000 to replace the city truck, so.
Sounds like we've got good weather for the next 7 days.
I hope so, I need to get a couple trucks up and going still.
It's just baiting us, that's all it's doing. It's just teasing.
Thank you. Can I get on, the agenda for the 9th? I know you got Saban coming in, do you know what time that is?
He's coming at 9,
Is
unless
the rest of the day open?
it is, but I can move him.
It doesn't have to be moved, but I need, to send Nick an amount of time that day too, probably.
Do you wanna come at 9? I can have David at 10.
It doesn't matter, I've asked him to stick around that day so we can spend some more time discussing things with him also, so. What I've got, there's some of it he really needs to probably hear anyway.
Okay.
We'll go ahead, I'm gonna go ahead and get some motions rolling for some equipment purchases for 23.
Okay,
And, the 2023 construction book, and we need to get that out in front of you guys as well, so you know what we're doing. So, put me in wherever,
I'll just put you at 10 then, and that way he'll be here.
that's fine, but I would imagine I'll need not as much time as you would usually have to take on it, but 30 to 45 minutes maybe.
Okay.
If there's a lot of questions, I'll bring some extra staff in as well to help answer a few things. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
That's big to us. We really need it. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
May it be safe.
Yes, sir. I think we're gonna have all 3 days off.
Don't forget your jacket.
I got it.
All right, I guess we'll start with year-end transfers. I think, Tom, you said you have to leave by 1:45,
If I could.
if you can, if we're at that point.
Could we back up and do that first motion? I gave you guys a copy of this pay date. We were holding off on that too. We got the time clock system, but because of the, with the technology issues, we have people asking what pay dates are gonna be, and I figured we could always change them later. So we'll just do what we normally do, and then if we change, we can change later.
Okay, so this is following normal protocol, if
Yes.
you will, till your clock system is in place?
Correct.
Okay, that answers my question.
So gotta have a motion to adopt the,
Yeah, it's the first one on your green sheet.
oh. Okay. Move to approve the pay days for Coffee County employees during calendar year 2023.
So moved.
Tom's move,
I'll second.
Tim second, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Do we sign this one, or you got a?
I've got one.
You got one, okay. Now we talk about the transferring of funds, right?
Yeah.
Now, I don't know, is it that impaired that we have, I know in some documentation, Wade, I think there was some, we had to have X amount of dollars set aside for the bond, right? Our 10 million? Is it ruled that it has to be in an account, established account for the jail by a set date? Or can we put it in, put some in now, put some in later, or should we just put it, I mean, that was, I think Angie called me earlier today and said it was gonna possibly be a little short of the 10 million.
You're talking about the county's contribution.
Yes.
So, I mean, I think to stay in line with what the cash basis rule would indicate, you have to show where it's allocated for that particular purpose, so I think you have to have it.
So but you've got it allocated, it can be in several different funds, you have it allocated, does it have to be in one set fund to be, quote, considered allocated?
I think it's cleaner that way.
That's fine.
To me, that'd be the purpose, is keeping a clean audit trail for when they come in and do the audit. It'd be much cleaner than having it come out of 4 or 5 different funds. To me, you'd kind of lose track of where we're at.
Well, and I agree, but I mean, we're not gonna need that amount of money, that 10, until the latter part of the construction.
Sure.
So that was my thing. Yes, we have it set aside. Yes, we have this amount of money for said project. But
But if somebody came in tomorrow and said, okay, you say you have it allocated, where is it? Then you're looking
it'd be
at
better to just show.
multiple different
Okay,
locations, if I understand how.
okay.
And Richard can still invest it like it was in the other account, correct?
Yeah,
He can still invest it.
and then there's the
So we're not
separate,
losing any investment opportunities.
No.
and then there's the separate money from the $10 million in bonds that's invested and earning interest.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. That was my only question that I had. I mean,
These are just the resolutions, if you guys are in it.
to that,
These numbers, they're all on here. And it's off your green sheet.
does everybody agree to the 2022 year-end transfer sheet? I mean, from the numbers that Angie's
Yeah.
suggested move?
The only question I got is that number on economic development, where's that come from? Or where, how did, I don't,
Okay, that number is just a number out to the side of all of those
correct.
departments up from economic development. Those all fall under the general fund, so I use that number to make sure my general voucher matches for the cash and transfer it. It doesn't have anything to do with economic development. It's just a number for me to use to,
Okay, it was in line with economic development.
Yeah.
Made me think it was in that department.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
At the top, it just says column 1, it's just a number for me to make sure my journal voucher matches.
Okay,
Good question.
with that, I have no questions.
Don, you good? Bob, you good? Tim, you good?
Yep.
So if you see right now, at the very top is the current balance on that sheet. Everything below is what we're adding, and then you'll see the new balance below. So,
I don't know whether it would be a question or not to go ahead and move the jail project fund to the 10 million or not. You know, we've had, I think when we looked at it here 3 months ago, we were pulling from about 4 different funds to get it up to 9.8 or 9.9. I'm not too sure we had not just do that in one step and get it over with.
I don't have any other, there was no other funds that I could take money
I
from.
know you was looking at the total of it, so.
But, after the first of the year, we could always transfer some money
Transfer
from
money. I think sooner or later, I
capital outlay.
think the auditors would prefer to have one account and have it balanced to start with. And if we do that at first of the year,
Yeah.
Okay, you're in transfer resolution motions. Move to approve resolution number 633W, a resolution transferring funds to the Coffee County Technology Office Reserve Fund.
I'll move.
Tim's moved. I'll second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next resolution. Move to approve resolution number 731-R, a resolution transferring funds to the Coffee County Equipment Reserve Fund.
That's 200,000, right? 100 from,
Correct.
2.2, okay.
2.2.
Yeah, I'll move.
Bob moved,
I'll second.
Tim seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Move to approve resolution number 767-N, a resolution transferring funds to the Coffee County Special Highway Improvement Fund.
I'll still move.
Don's moved,
I'll second.
Tim seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Last motion. Move to approve resolution number 898-A, a resolution transferring funds to the Coffee County Jail Construction Project Fund. I will move.
I'll second.
Jesse's moved, Don seconded. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, now we got all these resolutions to sign. Was that it on money
That's all the
transfers?
money transfers, yep.
Is everything from that's all we have to do.
You got some special.
Right, we got
Yeah,
special issue
and
stuff.
that's all I gotta do, and then all I do is hit a button and it's done.
Okay. I did.
engineering fees are getting
There,
expensive.
yes, they are.
But I think,
Word on the street, word on the street up Levo way that the chip deal's not coming to Coffee County. That's the word on the street up there.
I heard pieces of
You
that
heard
in
people
Waverly.
say it? I said, well, I don't know what to tell you.
Where that's coming from.
Mhm.
I got asked, what was I thinking?
There's no signature page for this red book.
no,
Okay. Return to Terry. Okay.
here it is.
Maybe they meant to say it's not gonna happen in 2022.
Maybe that was it. Maybe that was it.
Which is a true statement.
That is a very true statement.
correct.
Well, if it doesn't happen, it's not gonna be our fault.
That's right. We got a nice new commission chambers.
That's right. I vote we're moving up
We're
there.
moving on up. Like Sanford, is it, no, was that, it wasn't Sanford Sons, it was Jefferson.
Jefferson.
Moving on up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna hit YouTube world.
Yeah, it did.
Everything we done goes in that yellow folder.
Words can be taken out of context, right?
I don't care.
Isn't that right?
There you go.
Guess that all goes in the yellow one too.
No, there's no, yeah, you can use those. And then you're gonna have to put that other clear, I think it's clear.
New jail, Wade, we won't have to be taking juveniles at Douglas no more, correct?
No, we will. Because you can't house juveniles in the same setting as adults.
Franklin County,
You can't section off a piece.
We don't have our own section for that.
no,
And they shut down the juvenile detention facility in Ottawa.
see, that's what I was
So
thinking.
that's why they have to go to,
I knew they always, most generally always went over there.
So, the one Latham,
I thought.
no, they were
Franklin
at,
County.
in Ottawa, the Franklin County, but they shut that down.
but the one in Lawrence. is
4 months ago,
totally
5
juvenile.
months ago,
Yep. Yep.
that's what I was thinking, I wasn't for sure.
And you never know what that expense is gonna be, because it,
Yeah, it just says one for $450, you don't say 2 days, 1 day, 10 days.
and that's actually,
I think that
would
was
actually be
transfer
for
though.
2 juveniles.
I don't think that, was it for housing or just transferring?
It said how.
Detention billing.
We don't-
That should be for
We
housing.
had one for transfer somewhere.
Yes.
And it all depends on what type of charges. They may be initially detained, but they have to fit certain criteria to be detained for longer.
I was informed that they had employees and with no prisoners.
It happens. Everybody's good over in Franklin County, right?
So that expense is likely for 48 hours for 2 separate juveniles.
$450.
Do we say anything about this, Angie? This one I asked you about? Or should everybody,
Yeah, just look at it.
okay, I sign it, don't have to ask for permission to sign it or nothing? Okay.
I recall, but yeah, that's one. So it's been several months down the road, so it's
There's a
done.
check back there that
And I
we
did,
approved Monday,
and I did email him to
being
do
withdrawn.
as we talked Tuesday. So, that way, of course, it was to the 9th, but it's still.
We paid our what, Tuesday? I don't remember him approving that.
I mean, we signed the check, we signed the voucher. But then the discovery was brought in.
And this took care of it.
Yep.
We've done that before.
Yeah. I've done it for a while, a couple of times.
Here's the red folder. I don't know why that was there. Just for information?
Oh, I don't know, I'll have to ask her. That's why you asked me, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay, let me go find out. first.
Okay. I'm still new at this. I forget stuff every day. Like Groundhog Day.
It's gonna take you 10 minutes to forget.
Phew. For sure. I was talking to somebody the other day and I mentioned the name of somebody else and then wasn't 10 minutes, we were still talking. And I was like, yeah, get a hold of, and the name was gone. And I couldn't,
Disappears awful quick.
oh, I couldn't think of it. It was on the tip of my tongue, but I couldn't pull it out.
Those were just reports, she said
Okay.
she didn't know why she took it. She said, did I confuse them? I said, yeah.
I'm easily confused.
Confused me too.
I watched squirrels run across tree limbs over there behind you in that window, through the window.
Still a little distraction.
Yeah, a little distraction. your last day on that? 13th. Lucky number 13. Is that a Friday? Oh, gosh.
I know, that's gonna be it.
Friday the 13th.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
Poor girl.
I know, man, I'm just calling in that day. Let's fix it.
Yeah, I just,
Call Thursday the last.
Yeah. yeah.
Probably should.
I won $5,000 on Friday the 13th. I
You
always-
did?
I always buy a lottery ticket on Friday the 13th.
Really?
That's right, yeah.
I could buy all the lottery tickets for one and still lose.
Mhm.
I had a daughter born Friday the 13th. I'll guarantee you it cost me more than $5,000.
It's still costing you probably.
It's still
It's
costing
still
me.
costing you.
I don't think they ever. Three little ones, it's still costing me.
It's still costing you.
And that's okay.
That won't end, but there's nothing wrong with it.
There's not a thing wrong with it, that's right.
I don't know.
Oh, that would just be on top, that, are you asking about
The
that?
green-
Yeah,
the
just
green
go ahead
sheet.
and, oh, the green sheet, I don't know, something road switch does.
They're colorful
I don't know
people.
why
Puts
they
it
do
between
that.
things and we mess
It
it up.
ain't near as many as it used to be. It used to be, we had more of those darn colored sheets than we did the vouchers here and
Blame Tim, I was the last one that went through it.
Tim, was everything good with that proxy deal for the national? I had a hard time with that, so I won't go there.
For the Kansas Natural Resource
There you go.
Coalition.
Yeah,
All done.
okay.
Tracy was alerted, Tracy texted me, so it's all done.
Bless you. I struggled with that term about Tuesday. Whew.
See, there's another one, Kansas Natural Resource Committee.
Yeah,
That's the one that's the one that Bob gets confused with.
there's too many.
I may decide to go to that. So if I don't get out of K-State, Manhattan, you know what happens.
Well, call if you need bill money. Call Wayne.
We could pass that for a few days, surely around.
Yeah, yeah, put cans at the stores and stuff.
But I guess the grandbaby's Sunday, great-grandbaby's Sunday. So I'm like, okay, that's great.
Christina is not gonna be able to be here until January 30th. She could have come
I guess I'll be
this
at
next
home today.
Tuesday, but I knew Tom was gonna be gone, and there's still some things you guys need to talk about, so her next availability would be the 30th.
30th.
And that's good because
Welcome
because
new
Tim and I
commissioner.
both agreed that we should have, the new guy should be the one sitting in on it anyway.
If we could've got it done beforehand, it'd been good, but
But we didn't.
it's not the end of the world.
Sounds like it's been a work in progress for
I just-
quite a while anyhow.
I just hate throwing new people underneath the bus on, here you are, but I guess they we ride and die together.
I'm all in.
Okay.
Let's survive it.
Wade gonna come back, or is he? Okay. I didn't know if there was any other roundtable.
There he is.
His ears must have been burning. I was wondering if there was any roundtable. I think we're done with the biz, year-end biz.
My roundtable can wait until Tuesday.
Give us something to do Tuesday. Angie, do you have any roundtable stuff?
No, you know,
You don't have anything else
see you next Tuesday,
Next year.
next year.
next year? Tim,
Same way.
Tom,
I did email
Saban?
Saban on what we spoke about Tuesday. And I'll call, I know Sheriff Johnson and Eric was asking about the parking lots. I can't remember groundbreaking being on the jail being in March, but
Well, that's what Sheriff Johnson was saying,
I know.
is, 90 days away, whatever it is, and Don said the bids are going out, would you say the 3rd?
I think they're asking for bids first of March,
First of March.
bids to be finalized end of March. I may be off month, I couldn't find my recap sheet, I may have it
That's
home.
not breaking ground.
Yeah, that's bids, yeah, that's not breaking ground, so I don't
Things are
know.
gonna happen awful quick.
And, when Wade asked the question Tuesday about the parking lots and what hurdles we may have to jump or whatever, and I guess 3 months of project construction, I don't know, thinking about it a little bit, might be a little tight on the 3 months. But again, the discussion I had with Johnson and Mr. Smith was that he could do the one across the street, straight north first, and then get those usable, go in the directions he's going to phase it. Just thoughts, I don't know. I just thought somebody was already driving that bus, get the parking lots.
I think it's an unmanned,
It was an
unmanned
bus,
aircraft,
so-
or vehicle, yes.
Yeah, it's manned now, so all we gotta do is be a little patient. We'll get there.
Yeah, I just assumed that was all Goldberg's, he was,
Well, I know he said he designed it for free and then, or
Yeah,
something like that effect, but something to that effect, but.
I think we just have to get a meeting of the mind so that we're all on the same page, because right now, we have a situation where if we don't have any movement, once they put the fence up out there in our current parking lot, where's everybody gonna park? And we need to have that, and I know on the court side, there are a number of trials that are gonna pop up this year, and one of them is currently set the last 2 days and first 3 days in February and March, and that's a week-long trial, so you're gonna have however many jurors for that particular case that are gonna have to show up, and if the parking lot's blocked off for a trial like that, then, where are the employees gonna park?
Did they park at the fairgrounds and get a bus? Or
So we'll figure out something.
hovercraft.
Yeah, I mean,
We need to talk to that's the Methodist Church, we need to talk to them, see if we can utilize our parking lot.
well, I think we need to know what's happening before we get too carried away. And that's why getting the people who are involved back in the same room and have an open dialogue and discussion to figure out what's happening, because I think right now, the way it appears to me is somebody thinks somebody's doing something, and maybe they are, but we don't know. Is that a fair statement?
Correct.
So,
And I think, sorry to interrupt, but I think everything's progressing forward now at a decent pace, better than what it was before, so.
yeah,
All the bases are being covered as quickly as possible.
I think we just need someone who can come into this room and say, here's what our tentative timelines are, here's what's happening behind the scenes, and then here's an optimistic idea of when that parking lot could be installed if everything goes according to plan.
And that individual is,
Well, I think we start with Goldberg, because we've been communicating with
okay,
Goldberg behind the scenes, and then he has communicated with Todd, who I know I saw out here, they were running elevations, and then from there, I'm not sure where we are, because someone's gonna have to put a bid together that can go out, and then we have an idea what the tentative cost would be to put the parking lot in.
right, RFP, is that right? Yeah, request for proposal, no,
Scope of work.
yeah.
I don't know how they're gonna write it up, but I assume it's gonna hit several websites for a multitude of contractors, hopefully to participate in.
Mm-hmm.
Drexel's usually the number one website most people use, but I think that's one goal you have to use, so.
Okay. So you said you was gonna get a hold of,
Right, Monday morning, I'll give Larry a call again to see if he's hit top up again, but I know your business might be a little different than mine, but my phone has not rang since
yeah,
a day or two before Christmas.
yeah, it's definitely slowed
A
down.
couple of telemarketers here and there that I had fun with, but I had a feeling after that.
Other than problems, is the only calls I get.
Yeah, and those, yeah, but literally virtually no emails, nothing's been transpiring whatsoever. So.
Yeah.
And we'll pay for it January 3rd, 4th,
January
5th,
3rd.
6th, and beyond.
Key bar the door.
Mhm.
Okay. Got anything, Bob? Nope. You're saving.
I'm saying,
Okay. Your days are numbered, sir.
yes, they are. One.
No one?
I'm good to go, Jesse.
Angie? Or not Angie, god dang it.
Tonight.
See, there's that
Well,
squirrel.
yeah.
See it?
I don't like to count it, but I do,
You
need to be
can't.
here. But I do need to be here.
Short fuse on the night, but yeah.
I'd like to thank Angie for getting stuff around for Bob's farewell and Tim's farewell. I think she did a heck of a job, even though she wasn't supposed to be at Bob.
And just for a little token of our appreciation from all the employees
Thank you.
and commissioners.
Thank you.
Anybody want to hand that?
Is it money in the envelope?
There's your money in the envelope.
You're on your own, but not to this.
Hope you invested well.
Thank you.
Thank you both. Yeah, I know you're not gone yet, but the days are numbered, and wish you both the very best.
Yeah, many thanks to both of you. We'll miss you too. But I think we've got two good ones coming along, so
Nothing that the wooden mallet can't take
looking
care
forward
of.
to working with Dave and waiting to see.
Well, with that, I guess we can adjourn,
Guess we cut the cake, huh?
and we can adjourn at 1:48.
Cut the cake.
Cut the cake.